Pro Football player Travis Kelce is pressed for time during the football season. So he does two things at once. Whether it's grilling while mowing.
Two things at once!
Or getting this season's updated COVID-19 shot at the same visit as his flu shot.
Two things at once.
You can be like Travis and ask your pharmacist about getting this season's COVID-19 shot at the same visit as your flu shot, if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Come unwrap some holiday magic this season in Denver, where the lights are brighter and the shopping is grander. The shows are more spectacular, the trees taller, the festivities merrier. So come for your holiday traditions or make some new ones with your friends and family in the Mile High City, where the season feels a whole lot more wonderful. Discover great hotels and more things to do at milehighholidays.com.
Thanks for tuning into our podcast. We love having you here, and it's our mission to bring you all the latest and greatest tips, skills, and know-how to make you the best that you can be. We know that you have it in you, and we're going to show you how. Now, let's get started.
Thank you for tuning in today. You are now listening to That Will Never Work podcast with your host, Maurice Chisholm. Thank you very much for tuning in. I am grateful for you today. I am really grateful for you today. This particular episode is again the continuation of our Zero Talent challenge, if you will. I'm calling it a challenge now because, I'm challenging myself to step up to the plate, to being on time, to creating work ethic, to putting forth great effort in creating this content for you, right? And today's word, again, I've gotten this list from Employee Humanity, and today's word is something that I need to practice more often. It's something that each and every one of us can do, but are you motivated to do it? Are you putting forth the effort to do it? And that is energy.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Energy. That sounds so basic or not important, but having great energy in trying to accomplish your dreams and your goals, your creating a different lifestyle, you need to have great energy, positive energy. And those of you who knows I have the Positive Energy t-shirt shop, you can shop on our store, positivnrgshop.com. And you get some great products there where we look at things from a higher perspective, right? And that's the idea of the t-shirt shop. But going back to energy, right? Energy, the true definition, or not true, but the definition of energy is the strength and vitality required for sustained physical and mental activity. Again, it is the strength and vitality required for sustained physical or mental activity. Now, some of that energy comes from our diet. Are we putting in the right stuff to help to give us energy? Now, diet, the first thing probably comes to your mind is food, right? But also it means content, being what you hear, what you read, what you see on a daily basis.
Why don't more infant formula companies use organic, grass-fed whole milk instead of skim? Why don't more infant formula companies use the latest breast milk science? Why don't more infant formula companies run their own clinical trials? Why don't more infant formula companies use more of the proteins found in breast milk? Why don't more infant formula companies have their own factories instead of outsourcing their manufacturing? We wondered the same thing. So we made ByHeart, an infant formula company on a mission to get a lot closer to the most superfood on the planet, breast milk. Our patented protein blend has more of the important and most abundant proteins actually found in breast milk. We're the first and only U.S.-made formula to use organic, grass-fed whole milk, not skim. We even conducted the largest clinical trial by a new infant formula company in a quarter century, with clinically proven benefits like easier digestion, less spit up, and softer poops versus a leading infant formula. And we make our own formula in the USA and our very own factories in Iowa, Oregon, and Pennsylvania. ByHeart, a better formula for formula. Learn more at byheart.com.
Also, so are you taking a look at your daily diet as a whole? So we're going to start with food. I personally, some people drink coffee. I drink Pepsi, right? I can't sit here and say that either one is the best for you, either way. But what I will say, it helps to challenge our daily diet, whether it's good or bad. And what mood does it put us in overall? Are you ready to make a change in your diet today, which will ultimately change how you have your energy for sustained physical and mental activities? There were times where, in order for me to get the podcast episodes out, again, this road to 100 has been a real big challenge, right? And there's been a lot of things that has gone on, taking place very close to me. So sometimes I don't have the energy to do it. But here's the thing. Here's what's been my saving grace for some of this. With some of these topics being evergreen, and that's my thing. I think that most content should be evergreen, because I want you to be able to go back 10 years from now and listen to this and still mean something to you. I don't want to give you the trendy topics, even though trendy helps in selling what you have going on, right? But you really want to put forth energy into things that are evergreen. So that way, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, even 100 years from now, when they're writing about you in history books, it still means the same thing. They can still apply it the same way. So what happens in my life, or the challenges that I've had in my life, I've had to put forth great effort in developing a good work ethic, which is energized, right, by my attitude, which is another word we'll talk about later, to get these things done. I think what happens is that, or what has happened for myself, I've had to put forth or create more than one show at a time, right? And have them go out there on a scheduled basis. So that way I free up my time a little bit, so I know what's going on with all the other projects that I have going on, doctor's appointments, things like that, right? And sometimes the energy can be low because you feel as though, hey, I have to complete 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 shows at a time. Now, I'm not saying I've done 10 shows, but if you can feel that way, and that could zap out your energy. But are you taking care of yourself in a manner where no matter what the situation is, no matter what the task is, that, for sustained physical and mental activity, that you have put yourself on a regiment to build that strength and vitality to maintain those things. What are you doing today, as I stated, as far as food? Are you eating properly for yourself? I'm not going to sit here and say, because I'm not a nutritionist, I've visited one or two, I've spoken to more than one, but I was visiting one for a couple months, talking about, hey, this is what I'm taking in, right? What are my portions? Am I eating enough vegetables and fruits and things like that? And I have noticed that at this particular time, I'm not eating correctly based off of everything else that's been going on in my life. So I have to get back on track with that. I have to get back on track of riding my stationary bike. I was riding my stationary bike pretty frequently. Well, not frequently, every day. And then I was hurt. And then I have not had the motivation to get back into that. But what I will say is that I noticed when I would ride my bike, I was developing some more energy within my body. I was more motivated to get things done. I was set to tackle everything that was going on in my day. So are you putting yourself in a position to win? Are you putting yourself in a position to conquer, right? So as we're also talking about, I said food being part of your diet, but the content, are you taking in information that is negative? Are you taking in information that is positive? Are you taking in information that's going to influence you to make a difference? I'm taking in information. I have been for a very long time that has been positive, and I talk about it on this here podcast. I look at everything as content because I have my own view on it, right? I'm influenced by it a little differently than other people or situations. So my question to you is, are you taking in information? Are you taking in anything that's a part of your diet that affects you today and tomorrow and beyond? Thank you very much for listening today.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.
When you download the Baker's app, you have easy access to savings every day. Get the most out of weekly sales and receive personalized coupons to save on your favorite items, all while earning 1 fuel point for every $1 spent. Baker's makes it easy to save while you shop, whether it's in-store or online, so you get the most value out of every trip, every time. Download the Baker's app now to save big on your next purchase. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Must have a digital account to redeem offers. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.